Did you know that Club Penguin Elite Penguin Force for the Nintendo DS has free DLC? This game released in November of 2008, over 15 years ago. Yeah, it's been a really long time. Now, after a few months after the game released, the Club Penguin devs announced they will be featuring downloadable content available to the game. This DLC had many different forms, and it was separated into 3 different things. First off, the newsletters. Most of them currently are lost media, polls and jokes, which fall into the same category. And the really interesting thing, brand new missions. Or should I say mission? The first DLC mission isn't really a real mission, it's just like a glorified newsletter letting you know that this is a thing that's possible, that you can download missions in the game and just Antarctic, just telling you that this is a thing, just like a free text boxes and that's it. Really, it's pretty kind of lame. But the other DLC mission, which is really the only DLC mission this game ever got, was called the Puffle Pranksters. This mission consists of searching for the missing elite puffles that have mysteriously disappeared, and it's up to you, insert your name here, to solve the mystery, and also find out what's up with all of these quote-unquote white puffles. Spoiler alert, in the end, this is just a promotion for the new white puffle that was just recently discovered in the Flash game. That's it, that's all it is. But it was really cool that this was even possible. Like, I don't think there was ever any retail DS game that could like download updates and DLC, and like that a Nintendo DS game being able to download updates and DLC? Like, when does that ever happen? That was really pretty impressive for the time. Like, I don't think that there's any other game that does this on this DS platform. That's now the Nintendo 3DS, the successor to the DS, did feature updates and DLC, so it's really interesting to see that a much earlier game from the previous platform was able to pull it off. But how did they pull this off? Well, of course, because this is downloadable content from a Nintendo DS game, it uses the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection that's unfortunately hasn't been available in almost 10 years. You will be able to download this content through the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection. There was an option in the game that let you access a mission. First off, you will get the option between 2 missions, the only 2 missions that made it into the game. Those missions were the only 2 planned for the game from the start, probably. And then the newsletters, with the most recent and last newsletter we got was a promotion for the sequel, Herbert's Revenge. And as I said before, the vast majority of these newsletters are lost. They're lost media. Now, I'll tell you how you can preserve your saved data for this game later on in the video, but right now I'm gonna tell you how the technical details of how was this pulled off in the first place, because it's really interesting how they did it. Now, how is the game storing all of this DLC? Well, contrary to popular belief, this is actual genuine DLC. It's not some sort of on-disc quote-unquote DLC that was a pretty popular thing of games back in the day. No, this you have to access the internet to download and play this content, and the way they store all of this new data is by storing it in a download.arg file inside of the save file. .arg file is a lot of files that the game recognizes, and it compresses them all into one singular file, stores the newsletters, the jokes, and the whole mission content all in this same file. When you download this file, when you access the internet and you want to download them, any DLC content is downloads the download.arg file, and it stores it inside of your save file inside the cartridge. So if you were to delete your save file, all of the DLC will be gone with it. So if you have any of downloadable content still on your cartridge of Elite Penguin Force, I highly recommend you to don't delete or reset your save file and preserve it. There are a few very easy ways of preserving your save file. For instance, if you have a 3DS, which is surprisingly easy to mod, you can just download a homebrew app called Checkpoint to simply back up your save file from your cartridge, or another application. There's quite a few options. Now, why would you want to preserve your save file? Well, first off, this is an old game. It's 15 years old, so there's the possibility the save file could be gone, could corrupt. I don't know, it's a real possibility. But the other reason is that if you have any of the newsletters that have not been preserved online yet, you should back up your save data. If by any chance it has one of those lost newsletters, to preserve them, and if you so desire, also share them online so that they're no longer lost media. I will link a lost media wiki page in the description that tells you all the details you need to know about these lost newsletters and how to preserve them. Now, as for the missions, for the longest time they were lost. You couldn't just play them on an emulator unless you backed up your save file with the DLC on it beforehand. But in recent years, both of the missions are widely available online. If you have the game and an emulator or even a flash card, you could theoretically just insert the save data from those very old playthroughs of the game. You could play this mission, like the single one that matters really, in an emulator, in a flash card, or even on a real cartridge, by replacing any old save file with the one that has the DLC. So yeah, isn't it interesting that a Nintendo DS game has the capability of downloading DLC? But wait, here's first the really cool and interesting part. You see, in 2020, an absolute hero, an absolute gigachad by the name of Oliver Comet created a tool called EPF Explorer. This tool lets you extract and view many of the files and assets inside of the games, the DS Club Penguin games. You can just rip them, edit them, and do all sorts of stuff, including creating your own mission by creating a brand new download.arc file and then injecting it into a save file of Violate Penguin Force. If you have the technical know-how and the determination of doing it, then you could create your very own custom mission like this, even without hacking the ROM itself. You just have to edit your save file. How cool is that? Huh? Isn't it cool? Now, if you want to see a demonstration of what can be achieved with creating custom missions in EPF Explorer, then look no further than this. This is a full custom mission called The Way Home, and it was created by Oliver Comet himself. And it might as well be an official mission. Like, this is something that we could have gotten if the dev team of this game was more ambitious and decided to keep on making more DLC missions. Look, it has Rockhopper. He isn't even in this game, but there he is. Isn't it cool? Look, there's even there's even a custom map. That's not even in the game. Like, that's the extent of what you can do. And of course, it currently has its limitations, unless you actually want to hack the actual ROM, which you can do. No one really has done it before, but if you want to create your own custom missions, you can do that. You can do that. It's been available. It's been an option. It's been something you can do for a few years now. So I'm making this video not just to incentivize people to play the original DLC and to preserve the newsletters that are long lost, but also if you have like any interest in creating a ROM hack without actually making a ROM hack, or you want to make something new for this game that some of you may be very nostalgic for, now's your chance. I will link the tool, EPF Explorer, and all of the other stuff in the description of this video. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and happy Penguintober in November. Sorry about that. See you later.